Okay, so this is my visual model on the complexities of becoming a teacher. I start off with the top saying skilled educator and teaching as a complex profession because this is the goal or what is obtained by following this ladder. These arrows represent basically the steps or the ladder, different items that you're going to need to become a skilled educator. They're not in any specific order except for the last step, which I'll get to when I get to that arrow. The first I put on there is experiences, and this brings such an individual attribute to education in general. Each teacher or educator has differing schooling, volunteering experiences, student teaching, and personal life that leads them to have a complex profession. Their methods may be different than others' teachers. Students may prefer one or the other. But that's why teaching is so complex, is because everyone is different in their teaching methods, styles, the way they handle misbehaviors, and so on. The next arrow I include is professional dispositions, and these are just steps that teachers should have when they get into the classroom. I chose 4 that I think are commonly overlooked. The first being interact effectively, respectfully, and empathetically across a wide range of situations and people. Listen thoughtfully and responsibly. Express yourself clearly and effectively, and work to ensure a system-wide, high-quality learning opportunities and experiences for all students. This is incorporated because you may not deal with a specific culture or disability yourself, but you may face students that do. And while having this, you still need to be professional and express yourself clearly. Get your message across to ensure that everyone has this high-quality learning experience. And you have to interact effectively and respectfully with all of these people and listen to them and what they're really trying to say, because even if you may not agree with it, it's part of them, and how you teach to them is your job and your goal as a teacher. The next part I put on here is education, and these are just some of the things that you pass in order to become an educator. Getting a GED or high school diploma, a college education, passing your state standards, and obtaining a teaching license is a step that you will need to take in order to become an educator. Moving down to the bottom of my visual model, I can see that I included the in-task standards, which are the Model Core teaching standards, and these are just standards that are placed in order to prepare students at UW-Superior to become teachers and be ready for the classroom setting. So this includes the learner and learning, content, instructional practice, and professionalism. And this all ties into skills that you will need to have in order to help your students create a classroom environment that is in your goal. And knowing a little bit about each of these and what you're going to be tested on will really help you become a great educator. And lastly, the final arrow that I have gotten to is the educational foundations. And I place this one at the bottom because I do find this to be a great building block or a stepping stone for teachers to learn off of. Knowing your historical, ethical, and legal, teacher identity, and curricular and instructional foundations help build you to become a skilled educator, because you can learn from the past of people or adapt or take notes from other things that have happened in history, whether you like them or not, to build off of, change, keep, and incorporate into your style. And all of this adds to your education, your experiences, the professional dispositions you should have going into the classroom, and the standards you face in your testing. And these all help control each other. So moving back up into the top of my visual model, you can see that all these ladder stepping stones lead to becoming a skilled educator. They're all related in the fact that each detail defines who you are and the methods that you use in your teaching and how effectively you get your message across. The last way that I look at my visual model here is this is a bit of a stoplight. Not each color is green as you go or red, yellow, but these colors you need to pass each little stoplight in order to get to being a skilled educator. And it doesn't matter which street you turn down first, but you do have to pass them in order to become this. And that is why I set up my visual model like I did.